From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reported tonight,
Ijoma Oyato.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Nigeria celebrates 100 years of existence. President Goodluck Jonathan upbeat about the unity of the country. World leaders join Nigeria in Centenary celebrations, reach consensus on the need to fight terror. The extremist Boko Haram sect attacks 3 villages in Adamawa State, kills 6 people, also burns down 2 banks and a police station. And Egypt's court sentences 26 people to death for finding a terror group.
On Business News tonight, a warning to public institutions to comply with the Public Procurement Act.
And on sports news tonight, English Football Association hit West Brom striker Nicholas Anelka with an £80,000 fine and a 5-match ban over the controversial canal gesture.
And I'm Linda today from Abuja. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission gives reason for delaying the probe into the NNPC missing funds controversy. We begin tonight with the Centenary celebrations in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, where the country today marked 100 years as a nation. World leaders gathered to felicitate with the country on the occasion, and security was high on the agenda. Most leaders harped on the need to stop the rise in terrorist activities following the recent massacre of school children in Yobe State. They say Nigeria can overcome the challenges with strong political will, as demonstrated by President Goodluck Jonathan. And the French President François Hollande also offered to help Nigeria's fight against terror. Our correspondent Omelogo Nadi reports.
There was no pomp and pageantry. This conference to celebrate Nigeria's 100 years of existence brought together over 30 presidents and heads of government from around the globe and captains of international organizations to rejoice with Nigeria and talk real challenging issues for the country in Africa: security, peace and development. President Goodluck Jonathan, who welcomed the heads of states to Nigeria, said this is time to look back with gratitude and forward with hope and confidence.
Today, as our nation marks its first 100 years, we look back with gratitude to God and with pride in our citizens. We look forward also to the future with hope and confidence. In this hall and beyond, I am delighted to welcome many of our past, current and future leaders, as well as our friends and partners from near and far, persons and nations that have stood with us in times past, and whose friendship we will continue to cherish.
Security and terrorism took center stage at this conference, a matter President Jonathan said collaborative work among governments is necessary so that all perpetrators of acts of terrorism, Boko Haram at the head, are rounded up and made to face justice.
This gruesome and mindless act of savagery is not Nigerian, it is not African. Let me assure Nigerians that we will spare no resource in bringing those murderers to justice. It is now time that we agree as African leaders that acts of terror against one nation is an act of terror against all nations.
President Jonathan's call with the recent massacre in Borno, Yobe State, a case in point, elicited both condemnations and offers for support from other world leaders.
I assure you, President, that your struggle is also our struggle, and we will always stand ready to provide not only our political support, but our support and help every time you need it, because the struggle against terrorism is also the struggle for democracy.
So many issues have been raised on security, peace and development at this occasion of Nigeria's Centenary celebrations, points Nigeria must note going forward. And after today's conference and other activities lined up for the anniversary, many Nigerians will look forward to decisive action and the much-needed impact to stamp out the menace of terrorism and stop the ongoing massacre of innocents, especially in northern Nigeria. Omelogo Nadi, Channels Television News.
And as Nigeria celebrates 100 years as a nation, world leaders believe that the country must lead the continent. Prominent ones who spoke today all agree that Nigeria, apart from having appropriate resources to lead Africa, also easily enjoys the respect and recognition of other African countries. Our correspondent Oyemi Ashonibare reports.
Enterprises open doors.
An impressive roll call of world leaders in Abuja for one cause: to celebrate Nigeria as it marks its 100 years of existence as a nation.
In 1914, the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorates and Lagos brought together peoples, territory and resources that had never before considered themselves having mutual interests. That brought challenges, but Nigeria's diversity has brought the country's strength, resilience and a multitude of talent. It has growing international influence as a peacekeeper, as a leader in the African Union and on the United Nations Security Council. The country has also become a driving economic and political force in the region. A bright future awaits Nigeria.
With the theme Human Security, Peace and Development Agenda for the 21st Century, Nigeria's role in the economic and human capital development, youth employment and poverty reduction on the continent cannot be ignored, as these world leaders are certain.
I commend Nigeria for the leadership role this great country has been playing in our pursuit of peace and security in Africa, especially in the ECOWAS sub-region. It is indeed fitting that Nigeria has chosen such an apt theme as human security, peace and development for this summit.
Nigeria has taken the lead in bringing peace and stability through peaceful negotiations in neighboring countries within ECOWAS. Nigeria was one of the key players in conflict resolution efforts in Cote d'Ivoire, the Darfur and Mali. We encourage Your Excellency and the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to continue this rare invaluable duty to Africa. We all African countries count on you, and you are our beacon of hope.
But beyond the centenary jubilation, there are issues the speakers are concerned about, considered the bane of Africa's development.
Human security guarantees fairness, equity, and freedom. These ingredients flourish when good governance is entrenched and human rights are respected. Indeed, Africa needs human security, peace, and development in the 21st century.
In spite of all these, there is still hope of a better Africa, and many are upbeat that Nigeria can hold the torch for the continent.
I am always struck by Nigeria's youth, energy and vitality. I believe strongly that your country and the countries represented here today should be viewed through the lens of promise and ambition.
100 years of togetherness is what has brought this esteemed crowd together. And with all that has been said here today, it appears the time for the country, regarded as the giant of Africa, to rise is now. Oyemi Ashonibare, reporting for Channels Television News.
And staying with the Centenary celebrations, the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, has congratulated Nigerians for staying together for 100 years. Mr. Ban's message was read by the Executive Director of the UNFPA, Mr. Baratunde Oshotime, who said the success of the country can be attributed to the amalgamation. He, however, condemned the attack by Boko Haram on the Federal Government College in Yobe State.
The Secretary General strongly condemns the brutal slaying yesterday of dozens of students at the Federal Government College of Bunyan in Yobe State, northeastern Nigeria, by unidentified gunmen. He extends his sincere condolences to the bereaved families and hopes that the perpetrators will be swiftly brought to justice.
Meanwhile, prominent Nigerians who graced the Centenary celebration say their faith in the country has been renewed after listening to the various speeches by heads of state and government at the occasion. The former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, described the tribute paid to Nigeria's leadership role as glowing. On his part, the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, says he's hopeful that the new generation will carry the nation-building effort forward.
I think you've heard it all, and that is what you should reflect in your reporting. I think they're saying it about Nigeria. Nigeria seem to have deserved it, and thank all Nigerians for keeping faith with the country till today. I hope the new generation will carry it forward to the next century and will be observing from above.
What came through all the statements was the importance of Nigeria remaining united and strong, and there was very gratifying tributes paid to Nigeria's role in terms of African liberation, in terms of building peace in Africa, and in fact beyond Africa. And if there's one lesson to be drawn from this, it's the lesson that Nigerian unity is important not only for Nigeria but for the rest of Africa.
In part 2, after the break, the National Judicial Commission suspends 2 High Court judges for gross misconduct. That's coming up in a moment. Please join us again.